This is the Queen. We all miss her dearly. Unfortunately, though, she's not that cool. These guys are also called Queen, though, and they're very cool. They're probably the biggest rock band since the Beatles. In 10 years, this little band went from doing shows in a local pub to the biggest band in the UK, and probably the world. They consisted of this cutie patootie on vocals and sometimes the piano, while this bloke was a wizard on the guitar. Roger over there is one of the most famous drummers in the world, and John. Brian and Roger were originally in a band called Smile, before a dastardly young man called Farrokh Bulsara joined Smile in 1970, convinced them to change the band's name to Queen, and adopted his own stage name, Freddie Mercury. Queen recruited John and released their self-titled debut album in 1973 to minimal success. Though their second album, Queen 2, reached the charts and found some success, it was Sheer Heart Attack in 1974 that first brought them into the limelight, headlined by their single Killer Queen. Their 1975 album, A Night at the Opera, was the moment Queen would become international superstars, though, thanks to Bohemian Rhapsody, which would become one of the most iconic songs in the world. Once they got the ball rolling, Queen continued to dominate rock throughout the 70s, changing their experimental psychedelic formula into a more sensual arena pop rock style that continued to bump out hits like We Are the Champions, We Will Rock You, and Another One Bites the Dust. Queen's 1981 Greatest Hits compilation album is still to this day the UK's best selling album and is 8 times platinum certified in the US. Queen showed no signs of slowing down in the 80s, and their performance at Live Aid in 1985 is considered probably the best live show ever. However, their final performance with the OG Gang came just a year later at Nebworth, as Mercury's health continued to deteriorate. Their last album, Innuendo, was released in February 1991, just a few months before Freddie Mercury would die of bronchopneumonia, a complication symptom of AIDS. The album's final song, The Show Must Go On, is a touching tribute to the life of one of rock's greatest icons. John also retired in 1997. Thank you for your service, John. You were truly one of the members of the band. Brian and Roger have continued touring as Queen with Paul Rodgers and Adam Lambert, but they have not released any studio albums since Freddie's death. Queen is still one of the most prominent rock figures in pop culture, with the 2019 film Bohemian Rhapsody helping to introduce their music to younger audiences. Hey fellas, hope you liked this one. Just a little shout out to this bloke for the suggestion. Cheers.